Hello, beautiful, divine, human, awakening to remember. Welcome, 111 Days to Shine with Mary Jo. We are on day 63, I think. And today I bring you the theme that is the theme of my day, which is remembering, realizing, connecting the dots of how freedom is on the other side of what we are avoiding. And so today has been a deep dive into my own shadow place of what I have been avoiding. You see, whatever we resist persists. Whatever sensations, whatever feelings, whatever emotions, whatever perceived consequence, whatever it is that we're avoiding, it doesn't go away. It doesn't go away. And as Peter Crone says, it actually highlights where we get triggered, and the trigger highlights where we're not yet free. Where we're not yet free. Yeah. And it's interesting because the shadow stuff just kind of hangs around the peripheral and we try to pretend that it's not there. And there's been an aspect of my life that I have been avoiding and putting off and postponing and hoping it would go away. And what I've realized is the more I've been doing that, the more I've been given it energy of trying to, because in that respect, I'd forgotten that I'm sovereign, that I am. And that when I face what I've been avoiding, when you face what you've been avoiding, you actually reclaim your power. You reclaim your energy. Not, that word power is just a bit of a tricky word, a bit like the word God, depending on what connotations and we have connected to it. But think of it more in terms of energy, what we give our energy to. So if we're resisting something, we're given energy. We're give our energy by trying to push something away and deny it. Whereas when we actually go to face it, not from fear, but from remembering who we truly are as I am presence, I am that I am, a master soul awakening into remembrance. I'm willing to take self-responsibility for my energy, recognizing that it is all my energy. And I'm letting go of the places in me that has been operating from separation, from fear, from guilt, from shame, from less than. And I say, no more, no more, no more. Am I letting this this aspect of my life feel like it's more powerful than me? Or feel like I'm inside of it, trapped? Or the analogy actually that came today was very much about the cat and the mouse, and when the mouse thinks it has to run. And actually what I realized today as well, energetically and very much in my own experience in my own nervous system, is that the one who is running, the part of us, the aspect of us that is still in that survival mode, is like the mouse. The mouse that's trying to get away from the cat. And the cat is following the moving mouse and is toying with it and playing with it. And the mouse, we'll just use this as an analogy, the mouse is in fight, flight, or freeze, that kind of, reactivity, survival. So that's when we're in that really deep stress, survival, fight, flight, or freeze. We're like the mouse, feeling like there's a cat chasing us down, and it's life or death. And it's a game. It really is a game that we play, and we get stuck in it. That's the challenge in the fight, flight, or freeze, or the trauma response, until we can really dissolve that trauma, finally find enough safety in breath to calm the nervous system, to regulate the nervous system. This is why so many somatic therapies are coming online now, because this running and racing and chasing and hustle and bustle and striving and more and da 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 da, it's exhausting us. It's exhausting our nervous system, because it's time to remember. It's time to come in. It's time to reconcile, not fragment more and separate more and create more trauma. It's time to heal and harmonize. And so on that journey of awakening, it's facing the fear, because fear, false expectations appearing real. And the only way we can transcend, or we can transmute and alchemize those false expectations appearing real, which in the nervous system, it can be screaming that this is the reality because of a past memory. And yet in the present moment, it's not the reality. So then we learn to cultivate our practices, our well-being practices, become familiar with the breath. So let's not just talk about it, let's practice now. So whatever that may have stirred up in you, just know you can be with it. You are that empowered. You are that sovereign. You are that capable. And all it is a breath away, conscious breath. So allow yourself to receive and just exhale, letting the shoulders drop. Just up to the ears. Inhale. Shake out the neck and the head. And as I've said in many videos, the sigh tells the nervous system, I'm not a mouse. I'm not a mouse. I'm not playing the game. I'm not playing the game of cat and mouse anymore. We are rewriting the script from that survival dynamic. And who is the cat? Well, whatever is our nemesis, whatever we're fearing, whatever we're avoiding, whatever we have decided is threatening. So that could be, it could be a text message, it could be an email you get, it could be what you've heard in the news, it could be what's going on in the political system, it could be the legal dynamics, it could be the banking system, whatever it is. Whatever that is, it could be a partnership, it could be a friendship, it could be a conversation that is threatening, that you're avoiding. I seen just an email flick up on my phone last week, a few days ago, which is the preempt, part of the preempt to today, in terms of really having to really go, okay, enough, no more avoiding. Well, actually, it happened yesterday, that and a whole story to go with it that I'm not going to go into now, but it really just, made me just go, okay, no more to pretending or postponing what I need to take action on by, facing into it, rather than putting off and avoiding. So breathing with that, and as you're breathing, just asking yourself, where in my life am I feeling like the mouse? Where am I running? Where am I avoiding? Where am I postponing? And is it true? Is it true? Or is it an old story that's ready to be upgraded in the thought field and the nervous system and the energy, so that a more expansive, awakened consciousness and frequencies, new thought, new possibilities, can actually anchor in and be remembered. And that is, I am safe, I am sovereign, I am held, I am supported. It's safe to relax. It's safe to drop into my rhythmic breath. It's safe to sigh out loud if you're self-conscious. It's safe to express It's safe to not be validated, not be validated externally. It's safe to validate myself. It's safe to trust. Safe to trust my own divinity. So you're repeating these after me. In the first person, I am. Two of the most powerful words, for whatever you put after them creates creates your reality, or directs your reality in terms of the energy, the frequency. So basically, it's what you are bringing into alignment, into attunement. So another breath. Exhaling out resistance, exhaling out any sense of confusion, overwhelm, breathing in clarity, receptivity, softness. Breathing out any trepidation, any fear, false expectations appearing real that are just not serving you any longer. And all that's required is for you to bring your presence through breath, through 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 bringing your awareness down to your butt, down to your pelvis, to your feet on the earth, to ground into this moment. And even though I'm saying all this, I know how freaking challenging it can be when you're triggered and the fight, flight, or freeze is freaking out. That's why this is why we're awakening, and we start to redirect instead of going into the default subconscious habit pattern. We go, that's a pattern. That's a pattern. And so that has been me yesterday, today, specifically, especially yesterday, and then today taking action. That's wow. Okay, that's enough. Enough of this pattern that I'm pretending isn't there, trying to keep it in the shadows, unconscious. But I'm actually avoiding. I'm avoiding showing up in taking self-responsibility for my energy in this area, and for actually directing my I am, those two powerful words. I am safe, I am sovereign, I am trust. And think of the I am trust, for example. It's a frequency. It's a frequency. So when we proclaim I am, and whatever follows it with feeling, it's not just the words, it's deep feeling. It's like, and the interesting thing with that is, like, even me with this particular situation, it's gone on for quite some time, under the kind of a little bit under the radar, or kind of pushed to the side by me, pushing to the side a little bit. Oh, I'll deal with that. And not dealing with it really, but really avoiding instead of actually dealing. And what's underneath that avoiding is the fear, is like a subconscious fear and discomfort that I was avoiding to face into it, of fear of consequence, fear of not being capable, fear of not feeling safe, fear that I was the mouse, believing the part of me believing that I was the mouse, instead of realizing I was the cat, but actually I'm neither of them, because I don't need to play that game. See, when we awaken and then we remember that we're whole, we're not separate, then we stop resisting life. We stop fighting. We stop fighting the good fight, so to speak, within ourselves, in the world. Naturally, whatever happens within, we project it outwards. So when we stop the conflict and the fight inward, then we stop it externally. We stop fighting the world. It doesn't mean we don't show up where we feel called to show up, and be very clear and be very assertive and be very in alignment with our truth and our authenticity and our authentic expression. And we have a clear yes and a clear no to what we are aligning with, what we give our permission with. We get a lot more clearer, in fact. When we're actually in conflict, that's when we can, it can be pretty messy and confusing. to know what's actually Ah. So there you have it. That is me, day 63. I'm going to go with that one, day 63 or 62. And if it's not 63, it's 62. And yeah. Fun and games, fun and games. I hope you like the cat and mouse analogy, just to give it a little context. And actually, in truth, mice are actually quite intuitive with their environment. They can have that sensitivity, but again, if a cat is running after them, just like our own sensitivity, we're using that sensitivity against us in that, getting it, using it in that perceived sense of being under threat, basically. And so that's creating a lot of exhaustion in the nervous system and causing us a lot of exhaustion, and it reduces our vitality. It's another way to age quicker in stress. It's well understood. Stress is the, number one cause of disease. Science says that 99.9% or whatever the latest is. So yeah, so it makes sense, doesn't it, to calm and soothe and nurture and care for your nervous system and rewrite the script. Rewrite the script in the nervous system. It's safe to relax. It's safe to breathe. It's safe to be. It's safe to soften. It's safe to care for self. It's not selfish. It actually it opens up the flow of energy, the flow of vitality, and then we can share ourselves from a full and overflowing cup rather than a depleted, burdened, overwhelmed, anxious, messy self. That only adds more stress and illness to ourselves and to the world. So that's why self-care is so important, because we want to get ourselves in order, so to speak, look after our own affairs energetically, and then we bring that to the world, really. We role model that to the younger eyes that are upon us. And yeah, just even among nature, to the trees and the bees and the birds, and add to the harmonic celestial choir of the universe, of the earth. There you go. Namaste. Feel free to drop a comment. If you enjoyed this, if it resonated, make sure to subscribe, like, comment, share your voice, share what's going on for you, share what resonates. Any questions? I'm open to receive it all. And so it is. Namaste.